They demonstrated on the streets demanding a right to share husbands since they can't afford one. They never wanted anything since they had their own money. All they wanted was the title wife because it took away unnecessary shame from society, but no woman was ready to share her man, even at a cost. There was so much frustration since reality was hitting so hard, but still, some women couldn't believe or accept the fact that reality was at its peak magnitude and unshakable. Men themselves were very disciplined. It was so hard for any woman to just walk to a man and flirt because it seemed like a death trap. The rest of the men that were seen weren't that good looking, and most of them had health issues. They were drunkards, drug addicts, and probably unfit for the changing times. There was a section where such men were put so that they don't mix with the remaining high class of people. It was called the Forbidden City. If you end up here, it means life was too expensive for you. The city was provided by the rulers of the country so that low income earners can be pushed to the other side of the country, far away from the major cities of the country. Each city had its annex where low income earners had a space to live and buy land. Now, in this forbidden city, life was not smooth, but it was average. There were companies, businesses going on like in the other cities. If you lived in the forbidden city and wanted to come to one of the major cities, it was by the law of the country that you be issued a permit that lasted for a period depending on your subscription. The lowest subscription was $300 per month. But there was an advantage if you were coming here to sell products or do business. The major cities were well built with high-end quality and finish. These cities were so beautiful and futuristic. Now, when Doris and Patrick ended their visit, they decided to fly back to the city, the Silver Ocean City. Only the wealthy, extremely rich individual lived here. It was almost impossible to get a business permit because of the subscription charges, rent not included. Patrick lived a very peaceful and extravagant life provided by her woman. It was impossible to believe that this was actually happening. Patrick was 5 years younger than Doris, and how this type of marriage came to work and survive leaves me with questions, since who is supposed to provide and lead when the one supposed to lead cannot provide? This is the most fair deal you can get from a woman as a man. In the Silver Ocean City, men wore their wedding rings to avoid unnecessary problem from their wives or unmarried women because they were everywhere in the city. They owned the cities. There was a law provided by the owners of the country that you are not allowed to marry any man if he is not coming from the agency. Men from the Forbidden City were not allowed unless employed by the agency. Even with a business permit, you couldn't stand a chance.